Today we're going to be making a tier list video ranking all of the 2000s cartoons that I've seen myself. We're going to get into the tier list in just a second. Before we do though, I do want to say hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. And welcome back to the Clenema channel where we talk all things movies, books, TV, whatever it may be. And I thought it was a really good idea because Better Call Saul is taking me forever to watch at the moment. So I was like, I haven't uploaded anything to the Clenema channel. Why not do a tier list? And one of the popular tier lists were 2000s movie cartoons. Now, I haven't seen nearly all of them. So what I did is I created my own 2000s cartoons tier list. I just went on IMDb. I had a list of all of the 2000s cartoons. I picked from every single one that I have seen, whether I watched it myself or my family had it on, just those shows that I am familiar with. Now, the way I'm looking at this is I would imagine a lot of these shows are going to be an S and A, because why would I watch shows that I never really got, I never really liked, you know what I mean? But guys, let's go through this. I'm going to rank them solely on like not how good they are. I'm going to rank them like on my general feelings about them. You know what I mean? So as we go through this, I'm sure like obviously SpongeBob is going to be on this list. I'm thinking like, is anything going to really match up to SpongeBob? Because that is still like enjoyable to this day. So I'm going to rank all of these based on how I just feel about them growing up, how I remember them, all those types of things. And let's get straight into the tier list for today with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the OG TMNT, the one that is great. Before the movies, it was so good. Oh man. But it wasn't nearly my favorite. Like, none of these on these lists will definitely be like below C tier. So C tier is still enjoyable, but I'm going to throw TMNT into the B tier. It was a very, very enjoyable show, but like, I'm sure there's more that could be really, really ahead of it. Now, actually, starting off with the C tier is I could throw League of Super Evil. If you guys ever watched this show, man, it was a very underappreciated show. It was okay. It was okay. I remember back in the day, I used to have it on. Now, keep on going. We have a Robot Chicken, the show that my dad always watched with me when I was a very, very young kid, and my mom got very upset about it. I didn't understand a lot of the jokes in Robot Chicken, but when I did, man, I have such good memories. My dad and my uncle used to watch Robot Chicken, and then he would let me watch Robot Chicken. It was late at night. My mom was sleeping or something. So it was just, I look back on Robot Chicken, and to be honest with you, it's still good, man. The jokes are great. It's enjoyable now, but I have a lot of good memories of Robot Chicken. However, I don't think it will stack up to really anything on here. So I'm going to also throw Robot Chicken into the C tier. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Do I want to throw this in the SS tier? I don't know. I'm going to rearrange at the end of the video, but man, I still love Yu-Gi-Oh! To this day. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to be one of those shows that never goes away in my heart. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love the story of Yu-Gi-Oh! I love the game. Well, I don't love the game of how it turned out now, but like, I grew up playing the game, man. It was an absolute blast. I'll hop on Dueling Nexus every once in a while with an OG deck, which still works out, by the way. Anti-meta, always working out. I'm going to throw Yu-Gi-Oh! In this S tier for now. I may move that to SS, but I'm not 100%. Now, moving on, we have Danny Phantom, a very, very solid show. Nothing crazy special about it, but I think it is a very solid A tier show. I don't know if everybody would agree with me on that. Danny Phantom is great. I've been also like, have you guys been getting that trend on TikTok that was like maybe popular about a month ago with Timmy Turner and his 50-year wish, and then that sprouted to getting more Fairly Odd Parents TikToks, which was like there's a whole theory where Timmy Turner turns into Danny Phantom. I found that very interesting, but it has nothing to do with the show. I really like Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom's a good show. Now, guys, here's a show I actually didn't like. I did not like Jimmy Neutron. Although there's no D tier, I can't add a D tier. I wish I could add a D tier. But Jimmy Neutron I didn't like, so I'm going to throw it at the bottom of the C tier. It was just my family watched it. My two siblings watched it. And I never got into this one, man. No hate towards that. And we got Wayside. I forgot what I put on here because I was scrolling through IMDb really quick. And I just grabbed the pictures and saved them and threw them into a tier list. So Wayside, man. Talk about, this might be the most underappreciated series of all time. One of the greatest 2000s cartoons ever is Wayside. It's hilarious. The story of Todd in that school. Oh my god. Wayside, guys, is an S tier show. S tier show, and I feel like not a lot of people know about it. If you ever talk about Wayside, I feel like my sister and I are like the only ones who know about Wayside. Even my wife never heard about it. We're the same age, you know? So if you are a Wayside appreciator, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Guys, I should have added a D tier, man. I didn't think about this because I don't like Scooby-Doo either. I don't like Scooby-Doo. I never got into it. My brother watched it when he was really little, so I was kind of watching it. Scooby-Doo's going to the C tier, man. I wish I had a D tier, but we're just going to do low C tiers for now. Now, Scooby-Doo, man, The only thing that's good is the original song, the "What's New Scooby-Doo? We're coming after you. We're gonna solve that mystery. No, 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 no. What's new Scooby-Doo?" It's the only good thing about Scooby-Doo. I will die on that hill. I'm ready to get roasted for that one. But anyways, we have Captain Flamingo, a show that I also forgot about. It's a good show, but I never really got into it. I will say I like it better than both Robot Chicken and League of Super Evil, but this is a C tier cartoon. Nothing special about it. I feel like this wasn't very popular, but it was always on when it came out. I remember the days when it came out. Now, the Backyardigans. My brother was really into this when he was young. I did not like this show myself. Yeah, I find it funny that the Backyardigans, it became a sound on TikTok. I don't know why, but I'm throwing it. Man, why did I not make a D tier, dude? Why did I not make a D tier? I don't know. But anyways, we're going to throw that into the C tier. Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm going to make the B. I don't know, man. I don't know, because... Can I? Let me check if I can add a row. I'm an idiot. I can add a row below. So anyways, these two are going into the D tier. I can't tell I don't use Tier Maker that much. But anyways, the Backyardigans, I didn't really like myself, but it was like a cute show. Nothing special about it. I'm going to throw it in front of Scooby-Doo there, right in the D tier. Sonic X. Oh, man. There is a contest for the SS's and the S, man. Guys, I'm throwing Sonic X in the SS tier. I am a huge Sonic fan. I grew up with Sonic. That was like one of the first things that I was ever like really into. But on top of that, this show, just like Yu-Gi-Oh, is watchable when you are an adult. Every now and then, my sister and I will watch an episode of Sonic X, and we will sit back feeling like amazing nostalgia and laughter. It's so funny. It has top tier humor in it. It's one of those shows like SpongeBob you can legitimately enjoy as an adult. And I will die on this hill. Season 3, the storyline is so good. I watched season 3 when I was a late teenager, because I never, like, when I grew up, of course, these are the 2000's cartoons. You had to wait for them to come onto the TV, because I don't know why it never aired again on 4Kids. And I remember the day I got so into the Metarex saga, and then I had to wait so many years to watch it when I found it online, because they stopped airing it on TV or something like that, because I caught it and I was like, oh man. But Sonic X, man, such a good show. I gotta pick that up with my sister. My sister and I were gonna rewatch the whole series, and I gotta get back into that. Sonic X is goated. Now, Pokemon. For those of you who watch any of my other channels, you would know that I'm not necessarily a big Pokemon fan. I just never got into it. My brother was very into Pokemon. I watched probably I would say like the first season. If not, I watched a little bit less than that. But like, to be honest with you, Pokemon's enjoyable. I just never got into it myself. So it's gonna be low C tier, but we're gonna do the top of C tier because it's better than these 3 shows. I just never really got into it. Now, American Dad isn't like Robot Chicken, where my dad showed me this when I wasn't supposed to see it when I was young, but I didn't really like follow it too much. It's just most of these memories, just like with Robot Chicken, is just like me sitting with my dad and my uncle and them laughing about it. So American Dad's okay, but I never got into it at all. So I'm going to throw that into the C tier. Atomic Betty. Where did this air? Where did Atomic Betty air? I still remember the song Atomic Betty, na 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 na, Atomic Betty, na 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 na, something like that. I don't remember the words, but I liked this show. This is a B tier show. B tier show. Yeah, right behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I feel like that's good. I feel like that's proper. Is this another underappreciated show? I feel like this and Wayside, not many people knew about. Now, Popeye, I didn't like Popeye. My brother did. It was on the TV. I watched it, so I didn't like Popeye. We're going to throw that. Jimmy, it's going to be, man, I don't think anything's going to be Jimmy Neutron. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but man, yeah, the Jimmy Neutron's not a good show. But anyways, Timothy Goes to School. My sister and I were sending TikToks back and forth a long time ago because there was just something about it. Just like every once in a while you see like a trend with Fairly Odd Parents. You saw a trend with Timothy Goes to School, and it's just like Clyde was being like such a D-bag, and it's just really funny to look back on because as a show, it's like a cute little show, right? But then you just like looking back on some of these as an adult, like how mean some of these kids were, it's really fun and it's nostalgic in the sense, but I ultimately did enjoy the show when I was young. But this isn't definitely not something that I can enjoy as an adult. It's just funny to look back on like some of those characters. But I can't not ignore it because I'm going off of like, did I like this when I was young? You know what I mean? So I like my overall feelings about it. I think we're going to have to throw Timothy Goes to School into the C tier, but where am I going to throw that? I'm going to throw it right in front of Pokemon. I feel like that's fair. But anyways, Teen Titans. Teen Titans is one of the OG shows. I remember when I saw this when I was young for the very first time, I like fell in love with the show. And I was like, Mom, I saw this show. I remember this conversation like it was yesterday. I was like so young. I was sitting, like my mom was sitting at the table. The Teen Titans show just ended. It's the first time I've ever watched an episode. I ran up to my mom. I remember this, and I remember how like crazy it was that I did this, because I was like, Mom, what was that show called? It was so good. My mom didn't even know what I was talking about. She wasn't in the room when I was watching it, you know? So she's like, honey, I don't know what you were watching. And I was like, it was like the green guy. Because I was talking about Beast Boy, and I was crying like crazy because my mom didn't know what the show was and I couldn't watch more of it. And then ever since then, I have been a Teen Titans fan. I really, really enjoyed the show when I was younger, man. I gotta revisit that one day. But Teen Titans is absolutely an A tier. It's gonna be at the start of the A tier. I feel like that's fair. Now, Max and Ruby. Oh, this is a show we watched as a family when I was younger. Like it's hard to look back on some of these, just like Timothy Goes to School. It's hard to look back on some of these and be like, yeah, if I turn on Max and Ruby, I'd enjoy it, but I definitely wouldn't. You know what I mean? But when I was younger, I really did like this show. So I don't know. I feel like this needs to go in the C tier because I'm again going over my overall feelings here. Yeah, I'm going to throw it right behind Captain Flamingo. I feel like that's fair. No, I'm going to throw it behind Robot Chicken. Max and Ruby wasn't that good. It was okay. Anyways, Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents is absolutely an S tier cartoon, an S tier 2000s cartoon. I swear to God, guys, spoiler, if you do not at least have Fairly Odd Parents and SpongeBob in a 2000s cartoon tier list at least S tier, you are just incorrect. You are just absolutely incorrect. Fairly Odd Parents is so funny. Do I want to throw it in the SS tier? This is tough because like S and SS, like these, honestly, I wouldn't mind throwing them all in SS, to be honest with you. I might reorganize in a little while, but this is a tough choice. Guys, I'm going to throw Fairly Odd Parents in the SS tier. I'm going to throw Fairly Odd Parents in the SS tier, but I feel like I want Yu-Gi-Oh up there too. Yu-Gi-Oh's going in the SS tier. Do I like it more than Sonic X though? No, I don't. I don't like it more than Sonic X. That's a toughie though. That is a toughie. That's like when I made my gaming tier list video on the other channel, if any of you happen to catch that. And I was like in the SS tier with Fortnite, Minecraft, BO2, you know, like it's just so tough to organize some things. They are very, very close. Now, Avatar, The Last Airbender. To be honest with you, I just finally watched this show just a couple years ago because my friend was like, oh, you never watched Avatar? It's so good. You got to watch it. It's even good as an adult. And then I watched Korra. But Avatar, man. Avatar is a great show. I never watched it when I was young. Just never caught it. Don't know why. Don't know what happened. But Avatar is absolutely an S tier show. Do I like it more than Wayside? I don't, because I don't get that nostalgic feeling for Avatar. I just thought it was a very solid show. You know what I mean? Now, Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs. It's Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs. That was an okay show. I'm going to throw it in the top of C tier. That was a good show. My brother and I both enjoyed that show growing up. But anyways, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast in Nowhere Land. In Nowhere Land. I'm just singing all the theme songs to this. I didn't even sing like Danny Phantom, like the one that's arguably good. You know what I mean? So this one was okay. It was mostly my sister liking it, and my mom thought it was a cute show, so she put that on every once in a while. But this is a C tier as well. I'm gonna throw it right in front of Captain Flamingo. I feel like that's a proper placement for it. Now, guys, Winx Club. Winx Club is a show that was on 4Kids TV, and I did not want to watch it at first, but it was on in between either Sonic or Yu-Gi-Oh. I wanted to watch because I remember sitting down on the weekends and there were cartoons on, and there was like all the 4Kids programs that I wanted to go through because it was all on Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which day, so I'd like watch Dinosaur King, Sonic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, you know what I mean? And in between them would be Winx Club. I was so disinterested in Winx Club, but then I remember, guys, because it was in between each show, I got into it. Although I didn't love it, but I got into the show. So Winx Club actually, unpopular opinion probably, because I feel like this is a very girly show, it's going to the B tier. I'm throwing Winx Club at the top of B tier. I enjoyed that show. It's crazy to say, but the Berenstein Bears. This one is okay. It's an okay show. Like, it's just a really, really kiddie show. I watched it when I was younger with my mom. She thought it was a cute show too. She put that on. I feel like this is like the Timothy Goes to School type level. I'm going to put this behind Timothy Goes to School. Man, you know what? I'm going to put this one behind Pokemon. That feels about right now. Kirby, that's the way that she goes. Kirby, she's the star of the show. I love Kirby Back At Ya. This is such a good show. If anybody has watched Kirby Right Back At Ya, you got to let me know because it's absolutely fantastic. Kirby Right Back At Ya. I don't think it stacks up to Wayside and all those other cartoons in the S tier. I'm going to throw Kirby right back at you at the top of A tier. I feel like that's a very good placement for it. Now, Buzz Lightyear. The old Buzz Lightyear cartoon. I don't know if there were multiple, but I feel like this is... There was a specific Buzz Lightyear cartoon, I'm assuming that's what it is, and I think it was of Star Command. It was when Buzz Lightyear was on the ship and he had those like 2 little sidekicks, you know? That's the show that I watched. So if this isn't the same Buzz Lightyear show, because I'm sure Disney did a lot of different things, I don't know. So Buzz Lightyear Star Command was a very good show. Very, very solid. I'm going to throw it at the bottom of A tier. Bottom of A tier, right behind Danny. No, I don't know. It's going to take over Danny Phantom. This was a solid show, the old Buzz Lightyear show. It was really, really good. Now, Ian. That's going to be C tier show. That one was just okay. I just watched it because it was on sometimes. And was it a Nickelodeon show, if I'm remembering that correctly? Being isn't absolutely a C tier show. Like, this one's just okay. I'm going to throw it right behind Pokemon. I feel like that is proper. Now, I do need to lower my screen just for a minute here. It's always weird when you have to change the size of these tier list videos. But anyways, I forget what this show's called. Crap. I forget what this show's called. I am having a huge memory block, but I know what it is, man. I know what it is. Oh my god. That's really going to bother me by the time this is over. This is going to really bother me because I'm going to remember it when I'm done recording. Anyways. Oh, that's bothering me, man. But I'm not going to spend too much time on it. It's going to go in the B tier. I remember loving this show. Now, 16 was a very good show. 16 was a very good show. I didn't get into it nearly as much as anything up here, but 16 was a very solid cartoon. I'm 16, you're growing up so fast. You gotta go in the B tier. Now, Johnny Test. Oh my god, Johnny Test. Johnny Test is absolutely an S tier cartoon. Way better than Wayside. I'm SS tier. Johnny Test is an SS tier cartoon. Absolutely. This show is hilarious. This show is funny. My mom hated this show because everyone was always screaming. But Johnny Test was so good. I wish they made more episodes. I looked so forward to watching Johnny Test after school every day. SpongeBob and Johnny Test were on back to back, and it was so good. And I'm looking down there, and SpongeBob is not in this tier list. What happened to the picture of SpongeBob? That is so annoying. Oh my god. All right, I'm going to try to remember to edit this. SpongeBob is going to be in the SS tier. I can't even edit that because I can't reorganize everything. Jesus, man, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I might do some little editing tricks and throw that in there. My apologies for lack of professionalism in this video. I can't believe I forgot about SpongeBob. But anyways, Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy's a very good cartoon. Very good cartoon. My dad is one of those things like Robot Chicken where it was like it was showing me a cartoon that was perhaps for adults, but I still liked it. There was a old Ren's toothache episode, the first one that he showed me to make me want to brush my teeth, and it worked. I did end up brushing my teeth after that. If you guys know what episode I'm talking about, it's where like Ren's teeth started rotting. Where he's like, Ren, you gotta brush your teeth, and then it was like the most painful thing in the world. So that definitely motivated me to brush my teeth back in the day. But Ren and Stimpy is also going to go into the B tier. I'm going to throw that right in front of 16. Now, Ben 10. I didn't like Ben 10 nearly as much as everybody else did back in the day, but it was a very solid show. I'm going to also throw Ben 10 into the B tier. I'm going to throw it right behind Ren and Stimpy. I feel like that's fair. Kid vs. Cat. Underappreciated cartoon. Very, very good cartoon. But I feel like this is also going to go in the B tier. It's just an okay cartoon. I enjoyed it when it was on. I'm going to throw it right in front of Ren and Stimpy. Now, Star Wars The Clone Wars. Guys, I just watched this show last year. I think it was last year. I watched it growing up, and I don't remember, like, when it first came out, I watched like the first season, I enjoyed it, but I never got back into it once they started releasing more episodes. Star Wars The Clone Wars is absolutely fantastic. It is my favorite thing Star Wars ever put out. If we were just talking about the last season, then it would be SS tier, but the entire show, it doesn't stack up to these guys up here, okay? That just doesn't stack up. So I'm going to throw Star Wars The Clone Wars into the S tier. I'm going to throw it in front of Wayside. I think that's a proper placement for it. Now, guys, here's the toughie. I knew this was coming. Here is the toughie. It is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Guys, this tier list. Like, I start thinking about these tier lists like it's like life or death. Because I'm like, if I don't place this right, you know. So, it's absolutely an SS tier. The only question is, Does it take over Sonic X? I think it does. I think it does. One of the most unpopular opinions that I have as a person is Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is infinitely better than Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series. I loved it. I thought it was better. I thought the vibes were great, like especially like growing up, and like it was cool to see like Jaden do what he wants. Jaden was like a super cool guy compared to Yu-Gi-Oh! You know, I loved it. I loved everything about GX. I loved the Duel Academy. I loved the story. It got dark in the season 3 just like it did at the end of Sonic. But did both their season 3s get really dark? They did. That's actually really funny looking back on that. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just kind of dark all the time. But yeah, so definitely SS tier for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I feel like if SpongeBob was here, I would throw it in front of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I don't think you could beat SpongeBob. Again, my apologies, guys, for that. I feel bad. Like, I'm making a tier list here, and I'm talking about, like, well, SpongeBob was on this list. I'm definitely going to be throwing it in the SS tier. Like, come on, Kyle. Just get with it. Get the picture on there. I don't know how I missed the greatest cartoon of all time, but Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Absolutely SS tier. I think that's my favorite cartoon ever. Now, Totally Spies. Totally Spies is an okay cartoon. I feel like it's kind of the same in the same route as Winx Club, where it's like, I guess I watched it because it was on, but I don't like have any strong feelings towards Winx Club. Or, I mean, excuse me, Totally Spies. I'm going to throw that also into the B tier, but it was an okay show. I'm going to throw it in front of Ben 10. No, I'm going to throw it behind Ben 10. Yeah, that seems fair. Now, Jacob Tutu. Also an okay cartoon. The last cartoon that we have on our list in the 2000s, the ones that I have seen, it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to throw it right in front of 16. I feel like that's a pretty good placement for them all. Guys, that's going to be the tier list. That is all of, I'm sure I got to be missing some, but man, those are all of the 2000s cartoons off of IMDb that I remember watching back in the day, or in my case, Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Avatar, I just recently watched for the first time. So yes, this SS tier is really tough to beat. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, Sonic X, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Fairly Odd Parents, Johnny Test, and absolutely SpongeBob would be there. S tier, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Wayside, and Avatar. Yeah, that tier list, I'm satisfied with that tier list. Guys, I will probably be doing more tier lists on this Clenema channel when there's a little bit of like downtime between things that I'm watching. So subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, everybody. Comment down below any of your favorite 2000s cartoons. I would love to hear about it. And if you were born after 2000, because we're getting into those, so or if you're born after 2010, excuse me, comment down below what cartoons did you grow up with? What do you like? Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching. On the screen right now, you'll have 2 videos from the Clenema channel. If you'd like to continue watching the channel, I would appreciate it. I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.